welcome to our third Nokapa interview. Today we have Philip Meinecke. Philip, how did you find out about Northern Colorado Performing Arts?
Well, I found out about Northern Colorado Performing Arts from another director there, Amy Joy. So I moved to Colorado back in January of 24. And that was after I finished my military service. I lived in Japan for 3 years. And I came out to Colorado to finish my undergraduate degree. And while I was there, a partner at the time had introduced me to Amy Joy. I had just finished a production of Cabaret at Nakoba. And while talking with them, they explained that they were starting directing Into the Woods, and they encouraged both of us to audition, so we did. And so we came out to see Cabaret, and it was beautiful and stunning. But the thing that really stuck out to me most wasn't just the production quality or the talent of the performers. It was the community aspect that just felt like everyone there was so happy and connected and loving. It was unlike any theater I've ever been in.
I love that. Tell us about your experience as the baker during Into the Woods last summer.
Well, for one word, it was magical. It was my first time back on stage in about 7 years. So getting into it was definitely nerve-wracking. With all of these clear professionals and talented individuals, it was daunting at first. My partner and I were up many late at nights practicing lines, practicing choreography, vocals. It being a Sondheim musical was an added challenge all on its own. But other than that, once diving into the project, it was just soul fulfilling in a way. I got to meet some of the most wonderful people. I connected with a few members of the cast that I constantly rehearsed with, which was such an amazing experience. The show was challenging, but it brought out the best in all of us, and overall truly was a hard-won reward.
Oh yes, I agree. What was your favorite Sondheim piece and why?
From Into the Woods, I'm going to have to be partial to No More. Simply because I got to work with the assistant director, the co-director Matt. The way he captivated the audience through this very poignant number was just so truthful and honest, and it could have been done in a theatrical way, and it just was really raw. And sitting down with him and Bryce, who was a phenomenal performer to work with, it was lovely getting to get close with him during that show. Getting to perform that was difficult because I have my own connection to that piece, and it was just really beautiful and fulfilling to do that with people who got the project, got the understanding behind it, and worked as a team in and outside of the rehearsal space. So it was definitely one of the hardest songs, but one of the most fulfilling.
No more giants waging war. Can't we just pursue our lives with our children and our wives till that happier day arrives? How do you ignore all the witches, all the curses, all the wolves, all the lies, the false hopes, the goodbyes, the reverses, all the wondering what even worse is still in store. All the children, all the giants, no more.
Sondheim is so hard. How was the transition from the baker's character to Dr. Frederick Frankenstein's character?
Crazy, if nothing else, because they're just so drastically different. I mean, the baker is a reserved, traditionalistic man, and then you have a more eccentric, nerdy in a way, but extremely smart and knows he's smart type of entrepreneur in his field. It was a completely different body movement, it was completely different voicing, completely different mindset. So it was almost like rewiring from this character I put a lot of time and energy into, and then completely washing that away to tackle a brand new project. So it was difficult, but it was fun kind of exploring different aspects of my craft, and that cast and creative team was so unbelievably supportive and amazing. That was another magical production, and they made that transition such a smooth one.
Yeah, so such a fun one.
Together again, more together again, more class to power again. This is the best time.
like going from 2 musicals and then performing the play Deadline?
It was definitely a transition, if nothing else. Preparing for a straight play is definitely different than preparing for a musical. Obviously, with a straight play, you don't have any dances or vocals to remember. But you have to dive a lot more into the play analysis, your character analysis. I dusted off some of the old textbooks to really dive into the motivations of the character. It being more of like a farce comedy, there wasn't a ton in the script to work with, but there was a ton in with the other performers where we would come up with our own stuff and our own motivations. We did a lot of table work, and doing a lot of like pen to paper type stuff really was interesting and engaging, and I learned a lot from that process. The director of that, Becca Russell, really had such a phenomenal design for that show, and watching that come to life with the entire cast was wonderful.
If the phaser goes off in Act 1, then the phaser has to go off in Act 2, or something like that. If a murder weapon is revealed early on, then the murder weapon has to be used at the end. So, what was revealed early on? A snake, 2 deadly jumping spiders, scorpions, a cliff,
and several dozen poisons.
And so, what was the murder weapon? All of them. And once I realized that, everything clicked into place. It all started when I suggested to Bella that I tip her in smiles. Do you remember what you said to that?
Yeah, I said smiles are not accepted because that's stupid.
Exactly. And why wouldn't you accept smiles? Because you needed money.
Right.
Right. And what's the easiest way to get money on this island? Kill someone.
You're saying Bella did this?
No. I'm saying Bella got paid to cut the lights. Bella got paid to go slow with the flashlight. Bella even got paid to get the signal when the men went to the bathroom. Who was paying Bella?
Me? Oh, you're accusing me!
Oh, you were a part of it, but you weren't the ringleader and you weren't the killer. The killer was all of the women! You're writers, you're the most desperate people alive, so you figured you'd take the money from the book deal and split it 6 ways.
You're literally accusing your wife of this?
Well, now first you got rid of Zach because you thought he was annoying and, well, terrible.
He was annoying and terrible.
Right, exactly, but Delacroix found out that you were breaking the rules and he threatened to expose you. So, you needed to get rid of him as well. And how did you do it? You used all of the murder weapons. First, you poisoned him with a needle, a dart, a poison scarf, and contact lenses. Then you created a knife from dry ice, which you tied to the poison snake, which hung from the ceiling, attached to the web of several deadly jumping spiders. And then, for the coup de grace, an invisible scorpion, fired from a crossbow, are firing from across the room, which they caused Delacroix to tumble through the window and onto the rock below!
Remember, he's still suffering from an open head wound and an untreated concussion.
Because if I have learned anything from my marriage to this wonderful woman right there.
Not me.
Whoops, okay. My bad. This woman right here, it is that the female of the species is the deadliest. And also has lots of ideas about how towels should be folded.
Because you do it wrong, Greg.
They're towels. They don't get wrinkles.
They don't fit in the linen closet if you don't fold them the right way.
It's always the right way with you, isn't it? Everything Deborah does is right. Everything Greg does is wrong. I seem to have lost a lot of blood from my brain.
If you could give any advice to your character Greg, what would you tell him?
Oh, well, you know, Greg is not a confident individual. He follows his wife around wherever he goes and takes the abuse as he takes it. The advice I would give Greg is he is smarter than he believes he is, and he doesn't need his wife's approval to believe it.
We love Greg.
Yeah.
Your first attempt at directing was with 11 to 16-year-olds for Annie Jr. Tell us about it.
It was one of the hardest things I've ever done in my entire life, but truly something I will remember for the rest of my life. Those kids changed my life for the better, and I am the person I am today because of that production. There were sleepless nights, there were long days, there were moments of uncertainty and moments of confusion and frustration, but I really was blown away by this age group having such empathy and intelligence in their craft and their eagerness to just do well. They put in such work, and I cannot commend them enough for the amount of tenacity and work ethic that they brought into such a production that didn't give them a lot of slack. They had a lot thrown at them during that entire production schedule, and they just rolled with the punches. We met some amazing people. The entire team that came together at the end of that project was amazing. We all became like a second family. I truly believe that. And one of the main themes of Annie Jr. was found family, and I really, really believe we all found family in each other, and it was magical, and I would do anything in the world to experience it the second time.
Oh, shout out to the Annie Jr. team.
We love you.
We love you. During Lightning Thief, the musical, you played so many characters. Was it difficult keeping track of which persona you were playing during each scene?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because a good friend of mine who also has done direction here, Lindsay Rands, she is a huge practitioner and understanding of this art form called Commedia dell'arte, which talks about different personas and characterizations through musical theater, especially Broadway big characters. And so I really tried to lean into finding different body movements, different voicing, the way I would stand, the way I would lead my body, the way I would just talk with others, really trying to find a different way because I didn't have various different costume pieces, so to make them more drastically different, it was all on body and voice. So it was definitely a challenge, but an extremely fun one because I got to explore and experiment a ton with that project. And I have a lot to thank for the director, KB Haying, for giving me the space and the freedom to work with that and create.
Gotta love a challenge. What do you look forward to the most going into your second time directing at Nokopa?
Well, this summer I've had the most amazing opportunity in the world to be a teaching assistant down at the Springer Opera House in Columbus, Georgia. They offer some of the best theater training in the Southeast, and I have had the best summer of my life. These theater artists are equal in their talent as educators, and I've been learning so much from classroom management to organizing large ensembles to just improving my craft as a theater practitioner. And I think all of that I will be taking into the fall with this fall production, into making this production just as fun as Annie Jr. was, but more polished, more connected, bringing new skills to the table, watching these kids grow and learn alongside me because they teach me just as much as we teach them. And I think we have so many new things to learn, but with the new skills that I've picked up, I think it's going to be a good one. I would definitely come check it out. We've got auditions coming up August 12th, so I highly recommend it.
Oh, I can't wait for it. What would you say to our viewers who haven't experienced Nokopa yet?
What are you doing? What are you doing? Not to call you guys out, but Nokopa is the epitome of community theater. They embrace what it is to be a community. And you know, theater, we are a little dramatic. But I don't think there's a single person that hasn't walked through this door that hasn't had at least a moderate impact on my life. There's people that I've met there that I would be blessed to know for the rest of my life. And it's because of the people they are on the stage, off the stage, and out of the building as well. Nokopa is a hole-in-the-wall black box theater, but it houses some of the most amazing artists, educators, collaborators, teammates, and just downright good humans that you will ever meet in your entire life.
Oh man, I have to agree. Well, Philip, thank you so much for bringing such a positive energy and creativity into our theater. Any last words for our audience?
Don't be ashamed to be yourself. If there's one thing I've learned from Nokopa is that the person you are is enough to the right people that you will meet along your life's path. And you don't have to apologize for who you are. Stand in the spotlight, take up that space, be unashamed, be loud, be bold, and see what experiences that loudness and boldness gives you, because life is too beautiful to hide in the shadow.
Amen. Thank you, Philip.
And thank you.